We are going on an exciting journey through the most magnificent country in the world. Just like pearls hidden from the eye, the reserves of Russia are the homes to many precious forms of life. This time, we will show our wildlife as you have never seen it before. Turn your body to the left, now to the right. You are watching a spherical video. This means that you can look in all directions, and the pearls of Russia's nature will be all around you. Are you ready to see that? We are on the Kola Peninsula. This is the edge of rocky coasts, tundra, Arctic deserts, and the northern forests of Eurasia. It is washed by two seas, the Barents and the White. There is a unique archipelago of 370 islands stretched in the middle of the sea. The Kandalaksha Reserve is a gallery of northern landscapes of Russia. This is one of the few marine reserves. More than 70% of the area is the sea. Turn around. Here, sheer cliffs are replaced by screes. Bare peaks are covered with bizarre lichens, and the bushes and the swamps are furry taiga. Those lands have never seen predator limbs. There just are not any of them. The magnificent feathered divers settled over the edge of the shore right on top of the sharp rocks, and some of them hid right behind your back. Guillemot is a bird of the northern seas, graceful dancers on the waters. They are completely clumsy on land, but the nesting time comes, and a large colony populates cliffs and steep cliffs. The quadruped predators can't get there. Besides, there is enough nutriment, small fish, for everyone. In summer, tens of thousands of guillemots and gull lovers fly together on the rocky islands of eastern Murman, forming the famous bird markets. Friendliness is something you won't find even inside the guillemot's flock. Matrimonial fights of males are accompanied by loud chirps. Listen. The guillemots are one of the few birds that do not inconvenience themselves with building a nest. Eggs lie right on the steep cornices of rocks, well disguised with spotted color. But these rocks of the northern sea shelter other seabirds as well. Cormorants also making nests on rocks, and in the depth of the peat, the puffins burrow holes. Look closely. They hatch a single egg for almost a month and a half, and about the same time for the fledgling. But the ringed seal can rarely be seen even in pairs. These individuals do not form colonies, but live separately. Northern fatties have all the senses intensified to the limit. Due to a thick fat layer, the animal is not afraid of the northern waters. But from the island side, the sea is not as severe as it might seem. The saving heat of the North American coasts warm the waters of Murman. The Gulf Stream helps to feed thousands of birds and other inhabitants of the reserve. The waters of Kandalaksha Bay have another secret. Now we are standing at the bottom of the sea, and the water depth here is up to 2 meters. You can't believe it? See for yourself. Tides and ebbs are a cyclical process that determines the life of the sea. The tidal current's power exceeds the energy resources of all the rivers of the globe. Gorelov Islands are a real oasis, the greenest of all the islands of the reserve. About a quarter of the islands here have been conquered by meadows. But right after moving further for several kilometers, the landscape is dramatically changing. Tundra. Life on the cold land of the tundra is not easy. Only those plants and animals survive here which have learned to withstand cold and strong winds. But in a little while, everything will obey the law of the Arctic. But the lifeless tundra and rocky coastline are not the only face of the northern islands. The taiga is the largest ecosystem in the world. Between the fir trees and the pine trees of the island forest, you can meet the migrants, the viper. Not everyone will be ready to get to the island by the cold water, and you can't crawl much even on the ice. But the viper is here and feels quite comfortable. But the male ptarmigan is in a summer dress. By the winter, he will not only turn gray, but will also grow additional feathers, and the feather snowshoes will appear on his feet to prevent falling in the snow. The kingdom of fogs between two seas, Epi, whole reserve, is beyond the Arctic Circle, where the relief is sharpened with salt water and the rocks become a stronghold for thousands of birds. We, the authors of this film, believe that this will inspire you to know the planet. Let's save it together. Development of the reserve system is one of the main tasks of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment of the Russian Federation. As part of Russia's Year of Ecology, there are plans to create 7 additional national parks, 2 state nature reserves, 2 federally protected areas, the Caucasian State Natural Biosphere Reserve, and Russian Arctic National Park are expanding. Russian nature is our national treasure. Let's protect it together.